All right, now we're going to get into our solving systems by elimination. The directions say solve the system using the linear combination method, which means to eliminate a variable when adding. So the elimination method is the same thing as that linear combination method. So you can refer back to the directions we had in the intro video. Our goal is to eliminate the x or eliminate the y from our system. And we do that with multiplication. You want to think addition. We're going to add these two equations and we want the x's to eliminate or we want the y's to eliminate. Well, right now, nothing eliminates. If you add the x's, you get 5x. If you add the y's, you get 1y. And you want to get 0x or 0y. So we bring in multiplication. I'm going to multiply the top equation by a -4. And the reason why I'm doing that, let's multiply it through all three terms. You get a -4x. -4 times -2y is a positive 8y equals -20. Then I'm just going to carry down the equation below it. 4x plus 3y equals 9. So take a look at these x's. That's what I wanted to happen. I chose to multiply the top equation by a -4 so that I could have a -4x matching up with a positive 4x. Now when I add these two equations together, -4x plus 4x is 0, so it just cancels away. And then we add the rest of the equation. 8y plus 3y is 11y equals -20 plus 9 is a -11. Then you just keep solving for y, and you get y equals -1. So that's one of our answers. Now to get the other answer, we just have to take the -1 and plug it back into one of these two equations. It doesn't matter which one, just go back to one of the originals, whatever one seems easier. I'm going to go ahead and plug into that top one, x minus 2 times, now that I know the y, let's plug in a -1 for the y, equals 5. So you can see I just took this top equation up here. I'm plugging the -1 in for the y. All right, x, now this -2 times a -1 is a positive 2 equals 5, and then just subtract 2 from both sides, so x equals 3. Now our ordered pair is a solution, so we have to make sure we represent as a solution. So our final answer is going to be the ordered pair 3, comma, and then the y was a -1. All right, so that's how elimination works. Let's try another one. Okay, so we want to eliminate the x's or eliminate the y's, and you can do this with multiplication. And there's more than one correct way to do this. The process might look a little different, but you'll get the same answer in the end. So I'm going to eliminate the x's again. It doesn't have to be the x's every time, just because I notice that's a -x on the bottom. If I multiply it by a 2, it's going to give me a -2x, which will cancel with that positive 2x. So the top equation I'm not changing, so I'm just going to copy that down. 2x plus y equals 3. And now I'm going to multiply 2 through that entire bottom equation. -2x plus 4y equals -10. All right, now when we go to add the equations together, 2x plus -2x cancels, equals 0, so it's gone. Y plus 4y is 5y, equals 3 plus a -10 is -7. All right, so this seems a little bit weird. That's okay. It just means we're going to get a fraction for our answer. It's not a big deal. So divide both sides by 5, y equals -7 over 5. All right. Oh, my 5 went away. There it is. Now we're just going to plug that into one of the equations up top so that we can solve for x. Doesn't matter how you do it or which equation you choose, whichever one seems easier. So, I don't know, maybe I'll plug into the bottom one. -x plus 2 times, now our y is a -7/5 equals -5. So all I did was I took this bottom equation and I plugged in the y value, because we already found the y value. So we're going to do some fraction work, but that's why your calculators are helpful. You can do this on your calculator now. So -x 2 times a negative 7/5 is a negative 14/5 equals negative 5. Then we'll go ahead and add 14/5 to both sides. You get negative 11/5, and then we have a negative x, so let's just divide by that negative 1. So x is equal to a negative 11/5 divided by negative 1 is just positive. So yes, we haven't ordered fractions for our answer, but that's okay. 11/5 for the x, negative 7/5 for the y.